Let's start by reflecting on the multiple identities we each hold. And let's think about the ways in which these identities interact. There are many different tools to do this, but we're going to use something called an identity wheel, which is a graphic representation of our multiple identities. So, to do this, let me introduce you to my friend Joe. Joe is a Black, able bodied, heterosexual man in his mid 30s who was born in and lived his whole life in Canada. His parents immigrated to Canada from Jamaica as young adults and have raised Joe to have very strong ties to his Jamaican roots. He's an attractive guy. He's pretty masculine in his appearance. He's married to a woman and he has a young child. He's a medical doctor, but is still early on in his medical residency. He's not religious and tend to vote Liberal, which is one of the two dominant political parties here in Canada. While he speaks some Jamaican patois, he is truly only fluent in English, the dominant language here in Toronto, the city where he and his family live. Joe also has an amazing sense of humor, something that is really appreciated by his many close friends. He's a big supporter of the Toronto Raptors, which is the city's National Basketball Association or NBA basketball team. Although he himself is actually terrible at basketball, finding more joy in long distance running. Let me stop there. So, looking at Joe's wheel, you'll see three layers. The innermost layer contains aspects of identity that are often central to how we think about ourselves. They're kind of less subject to change. They're also most likely to be the aspects of Joe's identity that are easily identifiable to someone who's meeting Joe for the first time, maybe even someone who sees him in passing. The middle layer of identity categories contains aspects of our identity that may change with time and context. Getting to know these parts of Joe's identity may take a little bit more time. And then this outermost layer is freeform. It's aspects of identity that are central to how Joe sees himself and how those who know him well see him. What about in your case? So, what are two identities you'd put in your innermost circle? What about the middle circle? And finally, what about that outermost circle?